19 show. Bless her.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We're back on YouTube, by the way, and there's audio now. So if you're watching on YouTube, I fixed it. I had to reset it a couple times. I don't know what was going on. I know. Well, I did it right this time. Okay, calm down, everybody. We're back up and we're back live, and we're sitting with our friend Matthew Martin. He is the chair of the Kern County Young Republicans, and he is also chief of staff for Supervisor Jeff Flores, breaking down the governor's race. And speaking of which, Steve Hilton will be a guest on this show tomorrow. He'll be coming on at 1:30, so you guys listen for that. And I'll ask him, as I did last Tuesday on Election Day, I'll ask him the same question. I think you were here, Matthew. How does he win in November? Like, how do you get that? How do you get across the line when you just pulled in? What is he at right now? 30%? 27?
27.
27. Yeah. And even if you add Bianco's, you still got to convince him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, it boils down to the no party preference voters in California. That's the second largest voter registration in the state.
Is that crazy?
About 30% of the state is no party preference. And, those folks, we can win them over. You just got to talk about the issues. And if we could get 70% of no party preference, even 60, let's call it 55% of no party preference, get 10% of the Democrats and get major turnout with Republicans, that's all it'll take. And so it is doable, but there's a big road ahead.
I was going to say, how do you target those voters? What are the issues do you feel are going to be important in this race for Mr. Hilton to bring up to attract those no party preference people?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think right off the bat, I can just speak for myself, but when we look statewide, just our PG&E bills in the last 5 years are up over 25-30%,
Yeah.
right? They're looking at another 7 to 8% next year. Our water bills are up 30%. Our insurance in the state of California is up 50% for our car insurance, and 50 to 70% for our homeowners insurance in the last 5 with the Palisade fires and all of these policies that allowed that to happen. That was not some accident. It was called government malfeasance. That's what happened. We had a negligent government. And when that happens, all of these costs go through the roof because the insurance companies, they weren't able to do any deforestation, the utility companies, et cetera. So all of these things boil into what does that equal for the California voter if you do nothing else but tune in every once in a while before election? That means higher cost of living. That means higher food cost, higher cost to drive a car, to own a car, to run your AC, to get food, all of these essential things that we need for quality of life. And so how you get those no party preference voters is we talk about, is your life better today than it was 4 years ago? Or in this case, for one party rule for 20 years. And I guarantee you, if you sit down and you have those conversations around the kitchen table, the answer would be no. Take the R and the D out of it. Just look at philosophy of one party or another and the loyalties. And my grandpa was a Democrat or my grandma was a Republican. Look at the issues and what party is going to represent lower cost of living and do something different. And the answer will be clearly Steve Hilton. And if he can get that message across, we actually have a shot of winning this thing.
How about the congressional race, another national thing? That one's going to attract a lot of money pouring into Kern
Mhm.
County for the 22nd congressional race with Valadeo now going up against Randy Villegas. The upset against Dr. Jasmine Baines,
Yo,
who goes
yeah,
back to being a doctor. Just goes
Dude.
back to being a doctor.
Check this out. This one is fascinating to me.
You seem very like,
Yeah, because and it's I just on 23 the other day, what's fascinating with this one that's very rare is you have a DCCC endorsed candidate. For your listeners, that's the Democrat Campaign Congressional Committee. And both parties have one. They pour a lot of money into races they need through independent expenditures. So the DCCC endorsed Jasmeet Baines, which traditionally that means, and she had money pouring in over $2 million of independent expenditures, much from Washington DCCC. This is a two-term incumbent assemblywoman whose name has
Mhm.
been on the ballot. And Randy Villegas comes out of left field,
nowhere.
mechanic, this, that, and the other, comes in, raises a little bit of money, doesn't have the backing of the leadership, and out of nowhere upsets Jasmine Baines with 40% of the money with expenditures and what the candidates actually spent. Baines is looking at $2.5 million. He's looking at 1.1. So you're outspent more than 2 to 1. You don't have the backing of the party. You're a nobody, no name, who no one's ever heard of, and he whacks Baines.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no longer even, and we'll see when they're done counting the votes. No, it's done.
It's done.
And so, and the other thing is that's fascinating, and for your listeners, assembly candidates for the legislature are only 2 years. So she couldn't be on the ballot again for assembly. You can't be on the ballot for assembly and
Mhm.
Congress at the same time. And so that means not only is she out of the assembly, but now she's out of Congress.
Yeah.
So
Back to being a
it's
doctor.
back to being, she's going to have to use that stethoscope for real.
For real this time.
Instead of just in the commercials.
Put that white coat on in an actual doctor's facility.
Which she hadn't done in 4 years. So it's interesting to me. It's very fascinating. It's the biggest upset for sure.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money poured into that race, and Randy Villegas, who no one had heard of, who didn't have the backing of Washington and the Democrat establishment, and she's gone.
And how does the party support him now? How does the party go, we're sorry, we picked the wrong lady. We got you now, though. Hey, Randy, welcome to the club.
Welcome in.
Welcome to the club.
You pass go, and now you get a little pin that lets you in the club.
I mean, how
So-
did they do that? And does he stand a chance, I guess, because of that against David Valadeo?
Well, the thing is, politics makes very interesting
Bedfellows,
bedfellows. And so all of a sudden he'll be welcomed in. And very similarly to Donald Trump back in 2015, right? Everyone was against him. These guys never going to make it. And now he
Took him out
he's-
one by one. And
Yeah. And now he's the leader of the party, undisputed, and will be continuously for at least.
I don't see
10 years
Randy
to come.
Villegas doing that, though.
No, I don't either. No.
I don't even see him pulling off this victory against Valadeo.
Well, Jared,
It's gonna be close.
It's going to be close. You got to remember this seat is consistently one of the most, if not the most. Like last cycle, it was the most. Again, it goes back and forth from top 3 most expensive congressional races in the country, especially when we have the majorities as close as they have been in the last 15, 20 years. You're talking 3 seats one way, 8 seats another. So it's critical for control of Congress and the president's agenda. So last cycle, over $33 million was spent on this seat between both sides. It's an incredible amount of money. And I think it'll just go up from there. What I would say is Randy Villegas is, he seems, I don't know him personally. I can say that. I know of him. He is very personable and he's very likable and he's got energy, et cetera. So they're gonna pour the money in like they do. And for goodness sakes, by November, we'll all know everything about him. The good, the bad, his first speeding ticket, his last speeding ticket. So it's going to be interesting to see, and it's always too close to call, and especially in this seat, but it's just going to start heating up. It's going to start heating up, and we're all going to know Randy Villegas soon.
We will. And speaking of the seat that she vacated, the state assembly seat, as we now have, I guess, a finish in that one, right?
Very close. Again, we still have about 30,000 ballots to be counted in Kern County, which we've got to do better at that. But right now, very, very close. You have Saul Ione is still leading. A good friend of mine, great guy, done great work for McFarland. I understand you had him on yesterday.
Yeah, he was on this morning.
Yeah. He's a tremendous guy. He's a real a mover and shaker, and in government, that's hard to do that. And he's proven himself. He took a city in McFarland that was, I think, 19 million in the hole when he first came into leadership, and he's turned it around, hired police. building a new police station, on and on. So I really like him. But anyway, he's up about 20, 30 votes right now in the last count over Councilman Andre Gonzalez. And here's the interesting thing with this race, Jared, is and then Anna Palacio, of course, as well, who was an SEIU supported candidate. She had about $600,000 in independent expenditures for her. But the interesting thing here is that Andre Gonzalez had, between his own candidate control committee and independent expenditures, over $2.2 million.
Yeah.
I want your listeners to imagine that. That's so much money for a state assembly seat, for a primary and an open seat. It's a lot of money. You might see primary and general a lot of times, maybe $1.5 million being spent. So 2.2 million just independent expenditures and himself in support. Saul Leon has about 300,000 cash on hand with no IEs yet in that race. We'll wait. We'll play it in the general, but and he is beating Andre with all that money spent. And I don't even live in the district, JR. And I mean, ad after ad. I'm sure you got. I mean,
I didn't. I did. I waited to vote, so I got all of them.
Right, mail piece after mail piece after mail.
And I didn't see one of them.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that I didn't see one for a boy I own. Didn't see maybe one, but I saw Andre every single day.
Yeah,
every single day in my mailbox.
Yeah, every day, and yet he's still in second. So that is interesting.
It
is nothing
is.
else.
Well, and I think two things are going to help Ione is one, Steve Hilton getting into the governor's race is going to bring out more conservative votes, going to bring out Republicans to make it feel like they have something, they have some skin in the game in this election, and that's going to help the rest of the down ballot. But I also think the race up in the primary, how this and another race we'll talk about, the Democrats beat up on each other. They did. Anna Palacio went after Andre Gonzalez.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether her or her independent expenditures, they attacked him, whether it was the money that where he was getting his money from and all these different things. And I'm going to throw you one. Andre Gonzalez voted to raise your sewer rates. You like that?
Yeah.
You like that?
That was good.
I got that for you. That's from me to you.
That was good.
I'll give you that one for
Was
free.
that your voice on the TV?
I can be hired for voice work as well, Matthew. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm pretty good at those.
I'm putting that in my hat.
But no, I mean, but that's going to work against Andre because how is just like Manpreet, how are you going to turn around to your supporters and say, I know I just spent the last 2 months beating up on this guy, but now go vote for him?
Well, and that is the interesting thing. It's why a lot of people can't do politics, because it's interesting and it's a little awkward. And if you can't embrace the awkward, don't go into politics. I've been saying that a long time, but it's true. You know, if you can't, don't do it.
Yeah, because it gets hairy then. It's like, how do I turn around and say, I know I said vote for me, but yeah, and again, now with the other race and for state assembly and Melissa Hurtado trying to get reelected, and she had Manpreet Kaur, who's a 2-year councilwoman, one run halfway through her seat, and she decides she wants to go up to the state or at least take a shot at it. And a lot of her attacks, and when she showed up to 17 KGET's debate with Guillermo Gonzalez and no Melissa Hurtado, they both said, hey, we'll play nice, we'll beat up on her. Now, again, after telling the people she doesn't show up for you, she's a bad representative of the Valley, we need somebody that's going to show up. Go vote for her.
Well, and I mean, but maybe she won't endorse. Maybe she'll stay out. I don't know.
And that only helps Guillermo because he's doing really well in this race,
exceptionally well. And another good friend of mine. In fact, when he was first interning, we hired him as an intern years ago. And so to watch Guillermo grow and become who he is, I'm very proud of him. He's doing an excellent job. And you know, we talked about this a little bit, but you know, Guillermo's still ahead. Again, all the money being spent by Cower and 2-term incumbent Senator Melissa Hurtado. Guillermo, he's got the crossover because, again, for your listeners, the assembly seat that Andre Gonzalez is running in overlaps all of, or a good 80% of the 16th Senate district. And so it's really important to know that the Andre Gonzalez has the same last name as Guillermo Gonzalez. So it's kind of confusing for voters who aren't paying attention very much. And so Guillermo, that will benefit Guillermo for sure. And we're seeing that. So a lot of his numbers, that overlap is tremendously helping him because they're like, wait, are we supposed to vote for this Gonzalez or this Gonzalez? I don't know. Vote for both of them.
Both of them.
Just vote for both of them.
Well, and a lot of it is a Hispanic district.
Yeah,
And so you
yeah.
see this Hispanic last name. And
Yeah.
I mean, okay, why not?
Yeah.
And so that's also going to help him. And again, Steve Hilton
Yeah.
making the ballot and affecting that down ballot, I think is going to bring out more conservative voters as well and help in that position too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot going on, and it's very exciting. And I just have to say, Measure A all the way. We got
Measure A
it,
got it
63%. Let's go.
So that's
Let's
good.
go.
Yeah.
I'm very excited with that. That's
Yeah.
a tremendous thing for our community to have more local control over our own government, and that's critical.
Ex-
And thank you to the voters. They listened. It's complicated. We've had a lot of local measures lately, Jared, that have dealt with taxes. This was not one of them.
Yeah.
It was clearly local control, and it'll affect us in this way and others. But each time we will bring it back to you voters to weigh in.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Something I brought up yesterday, and it's not county, it's city, and just kind of looking ahead towards November with city council races. Andre Gonzalez moves on, right?
Yeah.
He's going to run for state assembly.
Mhm.
Why does he not step aside right now from city council and say, I'm going to go ahead and forego my seat here because I have a race to run. And obviously, I need to focus on either one or the other. You guys can put this on the ballot in November now, and we won't have to have a special election come, as he believes, when he wins.
Mhm. Mhm.
Why not step aside now? Because he needs that safety net still of just in case I don't win. I still could go back to being a councilwoman, as we'll see probably Councilwoman Core come back and rerun for reelection come November.
Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. In Andre's case, he probably does not want to do that yet because just in case,
Just gotta
just
have
in
the safety
case,
net.
It's a safety net
Yeah.
for sure. Because if he lost for state assembly, he would still have his seat on
City
the council
council,
for 2
yeah.
years. So that's probably, I mean, we know the answer to that, and that's probably the answer.
Yeah. But I just thought,
see.
if he's that confident and he cares that much about the city, knowing that he can't focus on both, I'm sorry, you're just not going to be able to. And there's things that are coming up in the city that need to be taken care of. And,
Yeah.
and again, I'll give you that one. Andre Gonzalez voted to raise your sewer rates.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I know politics, Matthew. I've been around the bush a couple times. Hey, I know you got to get out of here,
Yeah.
brother. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and coming in. We'll probably do it one more time. I told the people we're taking July off.
Yeah.
Because politics, we'll ramp it back up in August
Yeah.
and September again and start really hitting hard for November. But July, I think we're all taking a summer vacation.
We can, what we do is we can do a special in July about American history.
There
So
you
let that
go.
too.
Yeah,
I'll come
4th
and
of
do some
July,
stuff.
250th.
I'll come for that. It'll be fun.
I'll have you in.
Yeah, be
I'll
good.
have you in. But we'll probably do politics at least one more time before the
Yeah.
end of June. Is
Sounds
that
good, brother. Yeah, excellent.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
Thanks for coming
All
in.
right.
Matthew Martin, he
Thanks.
is the chair of the Kern County Young Republicans and chief of staff to Supervisor Jeff Flores, as well as on the Keep Bakersfield Beautiful Committee, as well as part of the Planning Commission. My guy's very busy and he takes time out to help give you guys a lot of good information. So I thank him for that. Stay tuned. On the other side, we'll talk about the World Cup, maybe where you can watch. Are you going to watch? Who's playing who? Wins what? Where? Who? How? All that. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be back. Yeah. No, that was really good. That was fun. Yeah, Milton will be on tomorrow, dude. If you have anything you want me to ask him or questions or something,
yeah.
just shoot me a text and then I'll try to get it in.
Yeah, what time is he filming?
1:30?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Calling too. All right.
Yeah, call him.
Excellent. Well, we missed it
Hopefully
today.
he comes back in
At
town.
least when you book Gold, you go one of them.
One of us do the show. I know. Let me know if you guys do it. Another thing with Hilton or something in town. Or anything else.
Sticking a knife in his chest. It should have been a simple teenage fight. There's no self-defense for that. I'm sorry.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries in Kern County. Are you looking for a doctor who truly listens? Someone who cares about your health and respects your time with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations? Well, it may be time to learn about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA partners with most Medicare Advantage health plans, giving you access to a large, community-based network of outstanding physicians and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Local doctors, trusted hospitals, personalized care. Medicare Advantage plans offer benefits beyond original Medicare, but understanding your options for 2026 can feel overwhelming. That's where we can help. Call 661-554-4544 today to learn more about your Medicare Advantage choices. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you understand your coverage options and make confident decisions about your care. Again, that's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544, TTY 711.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Current Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Before you hit the road for the holidays, make sure your car is ready for the journey. Kern Oil Change keeps your engine running smooth and your family safe. No appointments needed. Just drive in and their fast, friendly team will get you back on the road in minutes. Don't wait till you're stuck on the side of the road. Stop by Kern Oil Change today and travel with confidence this holiday season. Kern Oil Change has 2 locations to serve you, 3706 Coffee Road and 5651 Auburn Street. Kern Oil Change is open 7 days a week. Follow us on Instagram for additional savings.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KRN 6 to 9 every morning. You're listening to the JR Show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
Welcome back. It's the JR Show. I want to thank Matthew Martin for stopping by. He is the chair of the Kern County Young Republicans, as well as chief of staff for Jeff Flores, and wears many, many hats. Does many, many things in the community. So I want to thank him. I know he's very busy, even though the county building, I believe, is closed because they had a power outage. There was a bunch of people affected downtown from power outage. I think like 800 customers or something like that. Not sure if that is still the case, but the county building is one of those buildings down there. And I believe the courthouse has also been affected, if not by power, I think by water, I believe also. A lot of stuff going on downtown that as long as there's not a hostage situation, I guess.
That's what I was thinking.
Then we can deal
Have you
with.
ever find a stabbing suspect around here?
I don't even know.
The cops were looking out next to the apartments this morning.
This morning?
Yeah. Well, like they were, I don't know if it was a separate incident, but when I drove out of the alleyway this morning, again, full disclosure, live across the street here.
Yeah, we were right across the way.
I pulled out of our alleyway, looked to the left where there is usually a truck because this guy works on vehicles and stuff out of his house. And I saw a cop standing there and another cop driving up. And I said, am I about to be like, is this an ambush? What's going on here? And he was just looking around and they started talking. So I was like, are they still looking for this dude?
Yeah,
or
I caught wind of it. I was leaving here yesterday afternoon. I don't even remember now my days and times. All day today, I swear this morning, Chris, even when I got here and I was running Terry's show a little bit, I thought it was Wednesday. I was texting people thinking that I was booking for a Wednesday show.
Yeah, I just realized I have to start a whole best of right now.
And then it hit me. JR, it's Thursday. It's already Thursday. I'm telling you, we need to go back to school. Can I get year-round school? Because I am schedules are different, completely thrown off. And not to mention my daughter, our schedule is a little different this week. So that's thrown me completely off. I swear all this morning, I was even texting somebody saying, hey, you want to come on for a Wellness Wednesday? They said, you know what they said back to me? No, I'll look for a couple weeks, but have a great Wednesday. I said, you must be as busy as I was because it's Thursday, apparently. But no, that yesterday I was leaving here and the security guard stopped me and said that, and usually I'll just drive by and wave and she'll do the wave too. But this time she was like flagging me down, like, stop, wait, stop. I thought she was going to jump in front of my car. I was like, oh, what's going on? Hey, I just wanted to let you know that there's cops in the area and they're looking for a stabbing suspect. They're not sure if he's at the Motel 6 or around our campus or something. So just a heads up if you want to let your people know. I'm like, what the world? Is that Dana White? Please tell me that's Dana White. I give up, Chris.
No, that's Dana.
Okay.
You got it right this time. Well, again, the UFC White House card is this weekend, so he's clearly there to pump it up, even though it was being threatened by litigation. But I mean, or not litigation, a lawsuit.
Oh, lawsuit. I thought weather was also starting to play a factor.
That might be. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there was a lawsuit out because they never got clearance they never got Congress's approval to actually do this on the White House lawn.
You have to get Congress's approval?
You do, because technically the White House lawn is seen as a national park.
So do they have to get permission from Congress when they do the Easter egg roll or hunt?
I don't know. That part I have no idea.
Turkey pardoning or any of
those?
And
I'm sure that's probably the loophole that Trump plans to use just in case. But I just read this on Monday, and I was hearing that there was some chance that this was going to get stopped or at least moved to a different location.
Who's fighting?
I couldn't tell you. I have to look at the card, to be honest with you. That's my show tomorrow. I haven't looked at it yet.
Saturday?
We had a wrestler today.
It's Saturday?
Sunday, on the 14th.
Why?
I don't know.
I know why.
It should be on 4th of July.
I know why. Isn't it Trump's birthday?
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, look it up.
I know you're right. No, you are. I don't need to. You're absolutely right, because my birthday is Saturday, and I remember Trump's birthday is either my birthday or the day after.
Yeah, his is on Sunday, and that's
I'm
why.
not mistaken.
Well, because usually they'll do it on a Saturday evening. That's when they do UFC fights. But
absolutely.
the fact that they're doing it on a Sunday made me go, "Why is it on a Sunday?" Oh, that's right. It's Trump's birthday. So happy birthday, Mr. President! You get to see a UFC fight right there in the front lawn of the White House. UFC 250. Is it really the 250?
250, yeah.
Oh, they just worked that out perfect, didn't they?
Tapura and Gaethje, actually.
There you
that's
go.
right. This is going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. So if you guys are in the mood on Sunday to watch a little UFC action, you can do that. Later in the show, I'll tell you how you can watch some World Cup action. Is Viva Mexico! Are we still winning?
2-0.
Cascabel, let's go! Viva la Mexico! Yariba!
Actually, I believe you're about to end the game right now. Or match.
That's not racist, right? Because I'm Hispanic, so I can got to get to a break. We'll find out. It's the JR Show. Yariba!
Kern Radio, AM 1230, KERN. 96.1 FM, K241CI Bakersfield, an American General Media station.
This hour from Town Hall, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump said Thursday he's called off new military strikes on Iran hours after threatening to escalate the war. Mr. Trump had threatened major strikes on Iran and to seize control of its oil and gas industries as escalating attacks between the countries pushed the Middle East closer to full-scale war. The threats to seize Iran's Karg Island oil terminal came after the U.S. and Iran traded strikes for a second straight day. Minnesota U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen says they are accepting a guilty plea from Vance Bolter, the man charged with the June 2025 killing of Minnesota's House Speaker and her husband and the attempted murder of two others.
Murders of Speaker of the House Melissa Hortman and Mark Hortman, shooting of Senator John Hoffman and Yvette Hoffman, and the attempted shooting of Hope Hoffman are among the worst political violence crimes that we have seen. Today, the United States achieved the admissions and the agreement necessary for the perpetrator of those crimes to spend the rest of his life in prison without possibility of release.
President Trump says he plans to nominate Jay Clayton, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York and a former Securities and Exchange Commission chairman, as Director of National Intelligence. Mr. Trump announced the nomination on social media Thursday amid pressure from Congress to name a permanent replacement for Tulsi Gabbard, who resigned last month. Trump faced intense pushback over his decision to name Bill Pulte, head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, as acting director. Wall Street recovered today on news of the possible Iran settlement. The Dow up by 929 points. The Nasdaq rose 640. More at townhall.com.
The Federal Reserve has just announced a change in leadership, and that could have a profound impact on the value of your retirement. That's why now, more than ever, you need Advantage Gold, the #1 precious metals company in America. Call Advantage Gold right now at 800-900-8000 and get your free gold and silver investor guide, a $49 value, plus a free copy of Ken Rogoff's latest book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, giving you powerful insight into the future of money, markets, and global currency trends. Our specialists can help you open a new account or transfer funds from an existing IRA, tax and penalty free. Markets are unpredictable and they can turn fast, but precious metals are a safe haven asset that stand the test of time and volatile market conditions. The question isn't if the next shift is coming, it's when. Are you positioned? Don't miss this opportunity. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. Results may vary. Consult your financial advisor before investing. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
The opening of a Canadian U.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.
About the downtown Bakersfield power outage, I'm Chris Davis. That started just a little before 7:30 this morning, and with court about to be in session, the power was knocked out at 2 courthouses, but the jurors were still told to report for jury duty. The outage affected about 800 customers, including buildings on Truxton Avenue. According to PG&E's outage maps, they had not given a cause for the outage. What some of the residents of Bakersfield believe the city should be spending your tax money on, for librarian Ariel Dyer, it's not the flock cameras.
Today I'm speaking on behalf of everyone in Bakersfield who never knew of or consented to the massive surveillance infrastructure built and maintained by city leadership. I believe that our right to privacy and transparency supersedes a government's entitlement to surveil their constituents.
She was one of a group of people who spoke to the council at a state-mandated public hearing on the budget, which happened during Wednesday's city council meeting. The public comments followed a presentation on the more than $900 million budget. Eric Oriano says the council should be concerned about people who can't afford the sewer rate increases.
City Council is not doing anything to mitigate the cost impacts that residents will face. And so we're asking that you implement a rate assistance program.
The council voted against approving an assistance program last month. Former Kern County DA Ed Jagel's DUI case will be prosecuted by the Tulare County District Attorney's Office because of the conflict of interest in a prosecution by his former employer. The Kern County DA's office reports 23 ABC. A prepared statement from the Kern County office cited the conflict of interest. Jagels was arrested on a DUI charge June 1st on Stockdale Highway. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
Please. Flores, turn this up. Thank you very much.
I had 3 more seconds and I had the whole thing. I was supposed to have 3 minutes.
Sir, thank you. Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
It's the JR Show. From Studio 99 at the American General Media Complex, here is your host, JR.
Welcome back. Second hour of the program. It's the JR Show. Online at kernradio.com. You're listening to Kern Radio on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Look up Kern Radio. You can also find us on YouTube. Just head over there and search up Kern Radio. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and watch us from the Kern Radio studios. They're powered by Adaptive Networks. For your IT needs, call them 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. They were just in yesterday on Ralph's show, I believe, and then I was cutting a commercial with them. We were trying to figure out how long that I've actually known not just the Von Alsteins, but is Von Alstein or Stein? She'll text me right now. Stein. I always go German. Stein. But they were in with yesterday. Ralph, I was trying to figure out how long I've known Jennifer. It's been a long time, but way probably before she was on the Kern County Farm Bureau and all that stuff. So a good family, good local family, good local company. Always support local is what I say. So check them out, Adaptive Networks. I want to thank Matthew Martin and the first hour for coming by, talking a lot of politics. I was curious what they think that no party preference voters like myself are kind of looking for in a candidate, because as he mentioned, he thinks that that is going to be a big part of how Steve Hilton, and I'll ask him tomorrow, that is Mr. Steve Hilton, gubernatorial candidate for California, will be our guest tomorrow at 1:30. So if you're around tomorrow afternoon, listen, as Steve Hilton will be our guest. He's been on the show at least once, if not twice before. So this will be his third time. See if we can get Becerra. If Becerra wants to come on, or if he's in town, I'll be more than happy to have him on as well. But Mr. Hilton will be our guest tomorrow, and I'll ask him, because Matthew mentioned that no party preference voters are going to be the key to this win. I'll see if he feels the same way. And how do you target them? How do you impress them? How do you get them to choose you as the candidate? Now, I know as an informed voter and an educated voter and how California has gotten into this mess. I'm ready for change. I don't think I was part of the last 20 years, but I'm ready for change. It's and I explained to Matthew, it's how do you get people to vote that way? That seems to be the problem. Is a lot of people say they want change, and I've explained earlier in the week, Democrats will hold their breath till they're blue in the face and vote for the worst possible Democrat candidate before they vote for a qualified person with an R next to their name, and vice versa. I'm not just picking on Democrats. Republicans are the same way. Let's not pretend that that's not the case. It is. That's why I've chosen to be no party preference, because I don't agree with both parties 100% of the time. Do I lean more conservative? For sure. But that doesn't mean I agree with everything that Republicans do. Trust me, I've gotten in trouble a lot of times with the Republican Party here in town recently. Heck, I beat up on the district attorney. I know that's supposed to be a non-political race, but she's conservative as well. And you guys know how I feel about her. So it's how do you target me as a voter? How do you target somebody that sits in the middle and feels left out by both parties 50% of, if not 100% of the time? How do you reach that guy and gal and convince them that you're the right candidate? I mean, yeah, the look around, as he mentioned, Spencer Pratt was that look around candidate that said, just look around. Just look around how bad California has gotten. Look at the state of our state. Has it gotten any better? The billions and billions and billions of dollars that we have spent, whether it's on homelessness, has that gotten any better? Nope. It might around some of these. Is the World Cup playing anywhere in California by any chance? Are they playing anywhere here around here? Because if they are, I'm sure they cleaned up that city a little bit. Just like they'll clean up around LA for the Olympics. They'll pick and choose the places and times when they want to clean up people. But is it better? And the answer is no, it's not. Now, am I saying that Hilton has the solution? Is Hilton going to solve all the problems? No, but it's worth a shot at this point, isn't it? Like, it really isn't it worth a shot at this point? Like you've put up with the Democrat Party running the state for the last 20 years. And it's only gotten more expensive. It's only gotten more dirty. The roads have gotten worse. Why not give the other guy a chance? Again, Steve Hilton will be our guest tomorrow, and I'll ask him some of those questions and how he plans on getting the rest of the way, because it is, and Matthew admitted it, it's an uphill battle. It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard for him to get there. It's not going to be an easy climb. I do like what it does for the rest of the ballot. Like I've been saying, it's going to help here locally. It's going to help Guillermo Gonzalez. I was curious. I didn't think about it, but Matthew Martin, the young Republican chair here himself, admitted that Gonzalez having the Gonzalez last name and there being another Gonzalez Andre in the race confused some voters probably and said, I know it said Gonzalez and that's a Gonzalez and that's a Gonzalez. What Gonzalez was I supposed to vote for again? I can't remember. I just vote for both of them. How that might have helped Guillermo. And and again, as much as his last name being Hispanic and it being a heavy Hispanic district, it helped him. But that's going to be an interesting race. Guillermo Gonzalez versus Melissa Hurtado. We'll try to do interviews with both of them. And then the Andre Gonzalez race, who just spent millions and millions of dollars. I heard Saul Ione, he was talking this morning how he didn't spend nearly anything close to that. I think Matthew Martin said he's got about 300 maybe in the reserves right now. Didn't even spend anywhere near that. And is beating Andre by about 38 votes. And so I think Andre's a little scared. I think Andre's a little worried. He's like, man, this guy just came up out of nowhere. He didn't even spend any money, and here I am pouring boatloads of money in it. And here's another thing, and somebody please tell me, Kathy Abernathy, if you're listening, answer this question for me, please. How long do candidates have to take down their campaign signs? What's the length of time after an election that a candidate has to remove all of their signs from anywhere? Because I still see Andres everywhere. My dude spent a lot of money on signs and he put them everywhere, as well as mailers and all the other stuff that was coming through. How long can he just leave them up? Because he's still running technically, I guess, right? The sign is still good, or you use them. Does he not have to take them down because he won and he can stay in and that means his sign can stay? Or does he got to take them back down? I heard it was 5 days. Again, I don't know the law. I'm not an expert. I know a lot of them. That's why I bring them in. I should have asked Matthew. I'm sure he knows. But Kathy, if you're listening, and my phone's on silent, hold on. If you're listening, please chime in and let me know. Because again, I thought it was 5 days, and it's been what? What's today? Heck, it's 9 days out. And we still are counting votes. Let's go ahead and take a break because that just reminded me I wanted to tell you guys some of the things that took less time, a little bit of less time than it did for us to count votes here in California. Because you'd be shocked and amazed. The things that take forever in California cost way more than they should. Why? Because of, Sacramento and the policies and regulations that come out of that. And who is running Sacramento? Well, it's been one party for about 2 decades now. They have nobody else to blame it on. As much as they want to say, it's Donald Trump's fault. There was a 4-year gap in between there where Donald Trump wasn't the president. What was going on then? It's insanity. But I'll tell you what took a shorter amount of time than it did to count votes in California. We'll find out where, when, and how you can watch some World Cup soccer. Yes, it's soccer. If it's being played on only
Mexico, actually, I got tightened up, and they're absolutely right. That Mexico game's in Mexico City.
it's in Mexico, so we got to call that one football.
Yeah, that one has to be
That's
football. But if
football.
it's played on American soil,
Yeah. Well, we'll find out where football is being played and where you can watch some soccer matches as well. My daughter asked me last night, "What's the team? What's the name of our team?" And I was like, "The United States." And she's like, "No, but what's the name?" She was looking for like a
mascot.
Like a mascot, yeah. So there's no mascots, babe. It's the World Cup. It's countries. She's like,
The
"Yeah,
Trump cards."
yeah, but exactly." So if you guys want to come up with names for our soccer team so I can tell my daughter, who's probably listening, by the way, we do have a mascot. We're the United States Bald Eagles or something. You can chime in as well. The phone lines are working. You can call in or text 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. I'll jump in the chat on YouTube during the break as well. You can find us there. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be back.
Current Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays at 3 p.m.
I'll be honest with you, this is the first time. I know I've been critical from the get-go, but I've supported our effort in Iran. This is the first time where I really don't see an off-ramp. You all believe that the Iranians are going to sign an agreement that they're going to just hand over their uranium? This could become a small aspect of Vietnam.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Today is Thursday, which means the Stockyard is open. That's right. 2525 F Street, the little speakeasy right next to KC Steakhouse from the folks that bring you KC Steakhouse. Let's say you're waiting for a table at KC Steakhouse. Guess what? Go right next door to the Stockyard. You can wait for your table while you have a drink in one of the finest speakeasies, not in Bakersfield, not in Kern County, but all of California. That's right. Come on in. There's ropes. There's a carpet. You wouldn't even know it's there. Ring the doorbell. They're going to ask you the password. Tell them, "Why not JR?" Then walk through the time portal that is the speakeasy at 2525 F Street, the Stockyard. Have a drink with Haley. Have a drink with me. I'll be in there this weekend. Plus, they got live music going. They also got a banquet room right next door if you want to host a party, a birthday, a bridal shower, those holiday parties coming up. They will have you covered. It's the Stockyard, 2525 F Street, open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. to close. Don't forget the password, "Why not JR?" It's the Stockyard, speakeasy.
Please be advised. You may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone. Because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey. You're listening to the JR Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN. Keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3.
Very, very interesting. I won't comment on that. Little radio stuff going on. You guys know things have been changing around here. Things are changing everywhere, and more change and change. Change is good. Change. But I just get on to social media every once in a while and see things, and I go, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if you guys saw it too, but if not, go out there and look. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. We've been talking about politics a little bit, and I told you we'll take a break in July, and I promise we will. I wanted to tell you guys I saw this thing, and it was talking about some of the things that took a shorter amount of time than it did for California to count votes. Because I think we're still counting technically, by the way, if not receiving votes in, by the way. And so and we don't have to certify the election until I believe July 10th or something like that, which is insane to me. But I saw this thing, and it was like things that took shorter amount of time. Florida counting their votes 144 times, meaning they would count 100. If somebody wanted to recount, they could ask for 144 recounts, and they would still take less amount of time than it took for California to count their votes. Remember recently, Chris, we went to the moon. We just went around the moon. Remember that? You guys remember? We sent that orbit, that team, and went around the moon, went around the dark side of the moon and came back. Yeah. They went to the moon and back in a shorter amount of time than it took to count votes in California. Remember when President Trump went into Venezuela? Well, not President Trump, but you know, when we went into Venezuela and took it over. Yeah, we did that faster. We took over a country. Although Iran's not going as easily as we thought it would. Although we're days away, Chris, days away from a negotiation, days away from an agreement, peace deal. It's coming straight. It's going to be open. Is it open? It's going to be open. It's fine. China, check this out. China, who I saw on a video one time, went in to one of their big train depot stations, and they needed to do a lot of maintenance and refurbishment and just redo the entire station. And they did that in a 24-hour period. Took them 24 hours. Boom. They were done. Well, in the same amount of time that it took California to count their votes, China built 3 hospitals. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny. And not only that, but here's some countries that took less time to count their votes. Ready? India, Pakistan, Nigeria, Brazil, Bangladesh, Mexico, Japan, the Philippines, Turkey, Germany, UK, France, South America, Italy, Colombia, South Korea, all combined. Not like individually, but you combine all. You combine all of them, and they still got done faster than we did here in California. What the heck is on fire back there, Chris? What is that? My gosh, there's a TV in the studio behind Chris, and I always try to guess who's on the TV. That's part of the game I play, I guess, now is guess who's on the TV, because my eyesight is terrible. Plus, there's a bad glare on the window, so it's not just my eyes. Stop with the jokes. But from time to time, I got Dana White right today, okay? I know I called Zelensky Justin Timberlake, but
yes, you did.
Stop.
Yes, you did.
But that's a massive fire.
You try to double down on it. That's the thing.
I still think it's true. If you go and look up,
Triple
you guys,
down on it now.
I'll do it again. I'm triple down. If you guys go look again, Justin Timberlake, and put it side by side just a little bit, and then do a glance. Don't stare at it. Just like glance over, maybe from a window 20 feet away with the glare, and then tell me they don't look alike.
someone glanced at me, they could think I'm Brad Pitt. I don't know.
But what is that on fire, dude? That thing is out of control.
I'm waiting for them to put
That
something
looks
up, but they haven't said
that
anything.
looks that looks like the east side.
Structure fire burning in Tracy?
Here in California? There's a Tracy, California. That is huge, though. That's not a structure fire, and that's insane. I'll try to figure out exactly what is going on there, but that is a huge fire, and it doesn't look like a wildfire, as Chris mentioned. It's a structure fire, but it doesn't appear that it's going to get out of control and become another crazy wildfire here in California. But there is a facility that is completely engulfed, and there is just black smoke billowing out of whatever is on fire in a large area. And it's just not a small little building or structure fire. I mean, we're talking about a good chunk of land. It looks, again, my eyes are bad, Chris, so I don't know.
Looks like warehouses?
Yeah, I was gonna say it either looks like warehouses or it looked like there was a bunch of semis around that. That's just like things in rows. Who knows? But dang, is it Tracy, California? Is that right?
It seems to be Tracy, California.
Yeah, so somewhere in Tracy, I'll get some an update here at the bottom of the hour. Wow, look at that shot from that. Ooh, when he pulled back. That thing is huge. I'll get you more information on that. But I just thought that was funny. Some things that took a shorter amount of time than it did to count votes in California. You know, the one thing that took longer to lay one track of high-speed rail. That's the only thing that took longer than it took 0 miles of high-speed rail being laid. That's the only thing that took a shorter amount of time. So good job, California. We'll wait to certify that election all the way up until July 10th. So if you still have a ballot sitting around, I'm not going to say don't mail it in, but maybe you could still get it in. Just maybe. We got to get to a break. Take a bottom of the hour news. We'll look at some court cases here that caught my eye. I still haven't come up with a good name for the Crime Watch segment. Court Watch something Thursday. We'll figure something out. But a couple of cases that got my attention. And a meeting up in Keene, up in Hart Flats the other day. I'll tell you what that was about and who showed up. The hypocrisy. It's the JR Show. It's Current Radio. We'll be back.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump says he plans to nominate Jay Clayton, the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York and a former Securities and Exchange Commission chairman, as Director of National Intelligence. Mr. Trump announced the nomination on social media Thursday amid pressure from Congress to name a permanent replacement for Tulsi Gabbard, who resigned last month. President Trump has called off new military strikes on Iran hours after threatening to escalate the war. Trump said at the Oval Office on Thursday a deal to end the war is close without giving details. On Wall Street today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average up by 929 points. The Nasdaq rose 640, with the S&P 500 advancing by 127. This is SRN News.
Maybe this is you too. There's enormous headlines from the KERN newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. Gunshots woke people up on Country Place Lane about 4 Wednesday morning, and when police got there, they say 22-year-old Enrique Barraza was inside with a rifle and refused to come out. After several hours being nice about it, the SWAT team finally pumped in a chemical irritant, and the man gave it up. No ID yet on the person whose body was found inside a car Wednesday morning on 1st Street in Bakersfield. Police are calling it a suspicious death, but they are not discussing much about it. Bakshinderpal Singh Mann, age 31, is the last person to be sentenced in the case where a baby was drowned by the grandmother and buried in a backyard on Shining Crag Drive in 2018. He got 6 years' time served for sex with the underage girl involved. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Look, folks, when it comes to IT support, not all companies are the same. Many make big promises, but very few have the depth of talent, advanced systems, and proven solutions that Grapevine MSP brings to the table. At Grapevine MSP, they don't just fix problems, they prevent them. Their fully managed IT services keep your systems running smoothly and securely 24/7. So when something happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be stuck trying to reach your provider. Grapevine MSP's local team is already on it with advanced network monitoring. They generally catch the issue before you even notice, and they're calling you to say that it's already been handled. Their dedicated cybersecurity team protects you daily from evolving threats, while their industry-leading backup and disaster recovery keep your business online even in a crisis. All this for one simple, transparent monthly rate. Call 661-377-2992 or visit grapevinemsp.com to schedule your free network evaluation today. Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible.
The hypocrisy!
With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays at 3 p.m.
The idea that Graham Plattner, the Senate candidate out of Maine, taking on Susan Collins, didn't know what the Nazi symbol that he had blazoned on his body was is strictly unbelievable. And now the New York Times has a source that says he told her what it meant. This guy is a pathological liar that should never see the halls of the Senate.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox program, heard right here on KERN 6 to 9 every morning. You're listening to the JR Show. Join me tomorrow morning, 6 to 9, right here on KERN.
The hypocrisy is thick, my friend. Everybody in radio's got an ego, dude. We all do. Come on. To be able to do this, you have to have some sort of a small little tiny.
I want to know who set it off. Yeah, man, that's where my nosiness is.
I don't even know if I should
Like,
be
who are
talking
you
about
talking
it,
about, fool? You're gonna drop everybody else?
I know. If you're gonna call people out, call them out. Here we are alluding to things and not calling people out. Go to Facebook.
For us, it's a good reason.
Go to Facebook. It's just radio, man. Radio is crazy right now. It's interesting and crazy at the same time.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that person's listening right now.
I wouldn't know. I know he listens. He claims to not listen. I know. I hear you, deplorable. I know you're listening. You claim to. I don't listen to those guys. God bless America. I don't listen to them. But then he'll be like, "Oh, that promo's so old." Well, how do you know if you don't listen? What, Chris? That was good, huh? Tell me that wasn't a good one. That was a good one. It's pretty good. That was pretty spot on. Was it not?
That was a good one. No, I'll give it to you.
Hey, he ain't doing a show anymore. I can talk about it. What's he going to do? A Facebook show about me? Good luck. But if you want to know, just go to Facebook. You'll see all the goodness there. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We're still doing the show. Man, I'm going to get in trouble. Oh, God, I'm going to get in trouble. We're doing it live, though, from the Kern Radio studios, and those are powered by Adaptive Networks. For all your IT needs and for you to not go off, call Adaptive, 661-241-0638. That's 661-241-0638. It's Adaptive Networks. There was a meeting up in Hart Flat the other day near Keene that I was just reading about and on 17 on KGET. And apparently there is some very upset community members, and for a darn good reason. They're about to get a new neighbor. His name is William Wilson. He is a twice convicted child molester, convicted back in 1981 and then again in 1991. He was classified as a sexually violent predator in 2001. That's 20 years of being a known predator. 25 years ago, being classified as a sexually violent predator. He has spent long stretches in state hospitals. And now they say he is ready to be released. It's only California would do something like that. Only the parole board in the state of California would release people like this. And I'm sorry, I'm all about people getting, rehabilitated. Hopefully they find God sometime. But you can do all of that from behind bars where you need and have deserve a sentence, especially when it's against children. It just makes my blood boil when I think about people that take advantage of children like this. And there's no amount of time, especially when it comes to child molesters. I mean, you see this guy himself, we know the recidivism rate in it. You can't. There is something wrong with these people. And it shows in 1981, he was convicted. In 1991, he was reconvicted. In 2001, he was classified as a violent predator. But now 30 years of being classified this way, and now you're going to tell me, he's good. He's good. He can return to the world. I think that's insane. This community up in Hart Flat has every right to be upset. The state wants to put the predator in the community. His hearing is for July 16th. And the Hart Flat community is already planning their offensive against this perceived new threat. The residents there are looking to write a letter to the courts about why they believe Mr. Wilson shouldn't be their neighbor. That's almost two, right? Isn't it, Mr. Hey, Mr. Wilson? Is that Dennis the Menace? Hey, Mr. Wilson. You're too young.
So.
You're too young for that, right?
I had the movie though.
Did you?
Yeah, I was born just in time for the movie, not for the show.
Not the black and white TV show. You didn't get that part. Yeah, I got
just
to
like
watch.
Leave It to Beaver.
The only reason I got to watch those shows because they were, obviously if it's black and white, by the time I was born, yes, even though my daughter thinks I'm ancient, there was color TV when I was a kid. I had the rabbit ears and I had to, what was it? You probably didn't, the dial to turn the channels.
No, I never had the dial. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Grandparents' house had the dial for a while.
Yeah, it had 13 channels, dude, and you just click through each one.
Yeah. For the most part, we had remotes.
Dude, kids these days don't understand how freaking spoiled they are, dude. I had 13 channels that I was lucky if I got all of them in, and I had to move the antenna to be able to get one from the other. Now they're like, oh, I'm just going to watch YouTube and I'll watch this video whenever I want. And I can pause it and I can come back to it later. And if I want to, I can watch it 1,000 times. They do. Sorry. Get off my lawn, kids. But no, this community has every right to be upset. And they're going to write letters to the courts on why he shouldn't live there, such as the proximity to children, isolation, being up in a small community, and questions about the law enforcement presence up there. Again, they have every right to be upset. I think they need to do this. I don't even think this guy should be let out of jail, much less placed in anywhere. But the other part that stuck out to me to this, and maybe I'm just, I don't know, but tell me how you guys feel. Because it wasn't just community members that showed up to the meeting. You want to know who else was there? District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer and Kern County Supervisor Chris Parlier. And I find that a bit interesting that two people, one with very close relation, meaning our district attorney, Cynthia Zimmer, and her relationship being the aunt of former Kern County Supervisor Zach Scrivener, who, according to court documents, and I say that because I don't want to be sued, according to court documents, allegedly was in bed with his daughter. And I would think that they had to admit all of that if they're willing to say, yeah, just put us through mental health diversion. And I promise I won't do it again. And that's what has me, I think, upset about her showing up at a meeting like this. Like, I'm glad that they have the backing of the district attorney, but if it wasn't to her ties to her nephew, who for all intents and purposes should be locked up himself for crimes that he committed, not only against kids, but his own. You want to talk about child molesters? Now, I'm not saying Zach molested his child because I can't prove that. That wasn't proven in court. We never got to go there. But according to documents and testimony for the sheriffs and the state attorney general's office, he should be in jail. So don't show up to a meeting pretending like you're going to protect a community from some child molester. When you've said nothing about your nephew. Not a thing. Oh, I've got to recuse myself again. And Chris Parlier, oh, I know I only took over his seat, JR. That's all. I didn't know the man. And but just the hypocrisy. That's what upsets me. You're going to pretend to care about one, but not the other. And then hide behind the guilt of, oh, well, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. I can't comment. Please. So good on the folks from Heart Flat for standing up for their community. I think you should. I don't think this person should be released back into society after proving for 30 years that he is not only a child molester, twice convicted, but also classified as a sexual violent predator. Why the state of California and the parole board thinks it's okay to release these people. Why this mental hospital, I guess, that he's been in and out of, a state hospital, is deciding letting a doctor decide that now he is safe to return to society. You've proven you're not. You are proven you are not. And you know what? It's Sacramento. It's the elected officials up there that appoint people to this parole board. It's elected officials up there that allow those people to not only get appointed, but continue after they've let out prisoner after prisoner after prisoner that does not deserve to be released. They still allow these people to sit there on the parole boards and make these terrible decisions. And it's just another flaw, terrible thing coming out of Sacramento, which is another reason why we need change. It's just insane. Again, I'm all about people being rehabilitated. I'm all about people finding Jesus and thinking that, oh, I've turned a new leaf and I'm better now. Well, that's good, and you can continue to be better behind bars where you deserve to be for the crimes that you've committed against children. Again, against children. Not that I should compare whether or not you molested an old lady or a 30-year-old or a child, because they're all on the severity scale terrible. And I believe there is a special place in hell for you. But children, it's not okay. We'll take our last break of the day. On the other side, we'll find out what we learned on the show today. A few things, what took a shorter amount of time than it did to count votes in California, who really goes to jail, who'll be handling Ed Jagel's DUI case. And what was the other thing that politics. We found out who's going where in November, who's racing what, and what are some of the things that they might be talking about in November. We'll discuss all of what we learned when we come back. And then stay tuned for tomorrow, because Steve Hilton, one of those candidates moving on in California to be the next governor of our state, will be joining us tomorrow. He'll be on the show. He'll be our guest at 1:30 right here on the JR Show. So stay tuned for that. We'll get to a break. On the other side, we'll find out what we learned. It is the JR Show. It's Kern Radio, and we'll be right back.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays at 3 p.m.
My bad. I was wondering where my music went.
No, you're fine.
Thursday, TRBS. Well, we'll talk about the rise in inflation with our money man, Daniel Petrie. And finally, Ambassador Jameson Greer. We'll talk about trade and the economy. Hope you'll join us right here on the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. I'll see you at 3.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Hey, it's that man again for Sangera Subaru. You know, the world's biggest tournament is here. And this summer, Sangera Subaru is bringing all the excitement home. So they're kicking it off with some incredible offers on new Subarus all month long. Right now, lease a 2026 Outback Premium CVT for $229 a month for 36 months and $5,014 due at signing. Plus, every Subaru comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. So don't miss your chance to drive something new during soccer's biggest event of the summer, going on right now at Sangera Subaru. So stop by, see my good friends Damon Culbertson and Hassan Levy, and test drive a brand new Subaru. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community. 5500 Gasoline Alley Drive in the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Lease 2026 Subaru Outback Premium CVT with TSRP $37,287, $229 per month plus tax for 36 months. Total lease payments $8,855, $5,014 total due at lease signing. Includes first month's payment, excludes tax, title, license, and $85 document fee. Total lease cost $13,869, excludes tax and fees. No security deposit. Lease based on 7,500 miles per year, 15 cents per mile over. Available to qualified customers through Subaru Motor Finance on approved credit. Expires June 30, 2026. Excludes optional equipment and dealer installed accessories. VIN number TY514370.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Hey, Albert, can you help us plan and budget for a bathroom renovation?
I certainly can. Let me review your finances.
Who are you talking to?
Albert, my AI financial assistant that I can access right in the app. It automates all things finance, moves money, pays bills, creates personalized alerts, finds savings, and so much more.
Your bathroom renovation financial plan is ready. I found cash you can put aside, and to cover the rest, Albert can get you up to $10,000 fast.
Can you find contractors nearby within our budget?
Here's a list of contractors. Would you like help requesting a $10,000 loan for your bathroom renovation?
Yes! Download the Albert app and use promo code EARN to access Genius. Plus, get up to $10,000 for whatever you need. Just download the Albert app right now and use promo code EARN.
to get up to $10,000. That's promo code EARN.
Hey, this is Terry Maxwell. You know, one thing I've never enjoyed is painting. It takes time, patience, and real skill to do it right. That's why when it comes to painting my home or business, I trust the professionals at Howling Painting. Howling Painting is family owned and operated right here in Kern County and has proudly served our community since 1978. They were even voted Best of Bakersfield, Best Painting Company in 2025 and 2026. Whether it's residential or commercial, interior or exterior, Howling Painting delivers top quality work at competitive prices. Their team is dedicated to exceptional service and results that exceed expectations. And they don't consider the job finished until you're completely satisfied. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, so you can feel confident your property is in good hands from the start to the finish. Get a free, no obligation consultation today at Howling Painting. That's HALLING.com or call 872-0988. Howling Painting, quality works you can trust.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey. You're listening to the JR Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN. Keep it locked. TRBS coming up at 3.
Twins! Come here! Let's go! Look! Twins! I saw you from down upstairs office. I saw you walking there and said, ah! Oh, that's funny. If you're watching on YouTube, you got some. Me and Ralph are matching today. We're like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're wearing radio guys are suckers for free shirts, right? I mean, come on. We are. You hand us a t-shirt and we're going to wear it. We don't care what it is, what it says, does not matter. It's a free t-shirt. And most of us radio guys, we just crawl out of bed and just put on whatever t-shirts first in the line in the closet and we roll. That's how we get down. Well, I've been living out of a hotel in my trunk for the last 3.5 weeks. I'm finally thinking maybe, I don't even know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. Supposed to be moving back in. We'll see how that goes, especially after all what I've shared with you guys went on while I was out and construction workers sleeping in my bed. Somebody's sleeping in my bed. But I put the shirt on and then I was standing down there. I walked down the hall to talk to our boy Jay Reed, the one that's doing the 50 for 50, the 50 things and before he turns 50. It's brilliant. I'm going to do that too. I'm only 46, so I got time now. But I saw Ralph walk into the studio from way down there, and all I said was, my twin. So me and Ralph had the same. We'll take a shirt and we'll post it and do all that fun stuff. But shout out to the boys over at Highway 99 for the free t-shirt and everything else that you've ever given us for free. I could use some right now. But Chris especially.
You could use some.
Chris is like, dude, can you just stop by and make a special delivery for my boy Chris? Because, yeah, a lot of things going on here, just locally in radio. It's an amazing time to be a part of this. I've been doing this for a very long time. Very well, I mean, not as long as a lot of people here, but I've been here. I originally started and I've only worked for American General Media as far as in radio. I haven't jumped around and worked for any other groups in town or anywhere else. I've been very blessed to stay here at American General Media for my whole tenure in radio. It's been fun. I started back in 2008. And then I left in about 2010, went to work for Pacific West Sound for about 1.5 years, if not 2 years. And my buddy Steven called me up and said, hey, I need some help. You come back to work for us over here? I said, sure, I'll come back and help you out. And then a month later, I saw what his real plan was. It was, I'm going to hire JR, give him my job, and then I'm going to leave because I need to get the heck out of here. I was like, hey, where are you going? He said, I was going to help you. So, I've been stuck here ever since.
Got faked out like
I got faked out, dude.
What's the daughter's name in Beetlejuice 2?
Beetlejuice 2?
Hey, have you not seen Beetlejuice 2?
I did, but I don't remember.
He falls for the kid who ends up being a ghost, and then he tricks her, saying there's one way to get me back on the other side, and it's changing out your life.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Steven did to me, and I've been here ever since. So, but no, it's always, there's never a dull moment. There's always something going on, as there is behind the scenes and other places as well. So just hold on, and you'll find a home right here at Kern Radio, because that's what we do here. We inform and entertain, Chris. It's very important, not just to inform, but to also be entertaining. And speaking of it being informed, let's find out what we did learn on today's program. Well, we learned that the district attorney, Cynthia Zimmer, will not be, or her office will not be, prosecuting the case against her mentor, Ed Jagels, former Kern County District Attorney, found allegedly, I guess I have to say, so his attorney doesn't sue me, driving down Stockdale Highway intoxicated. At one point, there was a call made to the police department about somebody passed out at the stoplight at Stockdale and Callaway. Well, he managed to wake up just in time for the green, I hope, and moseyed on down the road, swerving in and out of lanes, hitting the center divider several times. Cops pulled him over, sat him on the ground. He decided he wanted to lay down on the grass. I would imagine why. He was at 0.15, which is twice almost the legal limit. And when asked if he wanted to take a couple of tests, he said, well, I guess I gotta. I'm a deuce. And now we find out that Tulare County will be handling that case. I also found out that, speaking of the district attorney, she showed up at a meeting in Keene about a child molester potentially being released into the community. And all I ask is, where does your nephew live? Just so we can let the community know. Even though he doesn't have to register, he's never going to see a day in jail. None of those things, because he got mental health diversion. I'm not saying you had anything to do with that, but let's not pretend to, protect some and, well, I guess protect others as well. So we learned that. We learned what took shorter amount of time to do than it did to count votes in the state of California. It almost took the same amount of time to reconstruct my kitchen, my bathroom, and sleep in my beds than it did to count votes in California, I've learned. It's just crazy. We got to get out of here for the day. Stay tuned. The Ralph Bailey Show is next. It's Thursday. Mike Turnipseed, Daniel Petrie, Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors. Get you some financial questions. This has been the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
Kern Radio, AM 1230, KERN. 96.1 FM, K241CI Bakersfield, an American General Media station.
All right, y'all, I got to get out of here for the day. Have fun. Go look at Facebook. Find people and find out what's going on, because it's a doozy.
Trump says a settlement has been reached with Iran. Willie Nelson reports from the White House. President